Welcome to GearCheckGames. This is our 10th installment of Pikmin 1. We've got quite a bit more pieces to grab in the distant spring. We also got a couple bosses to fight. And some glitches. We're going to showcase it all.
Glitches?
Yeah.
I didn't know this playthrough had glitches in its britches.
Yeah, man. We've already seen...
saying this is not a glitchless speedrun?
Well, it definitely ain't a speedrun.
Well, relative to my skill level, it's a speedrun, so you can at least feel good about that.
How are you gonna break it to all those Pikmin you sacrificed in the second level? That died so you could beat the level as quickly as possible.
Yes. They died to further Olimar's goals. But hey, I'm much more merciful now.
Yeah.
Every nation starts out in some kind of tyranny.
Yeah, now I only bring blue Pikmin into the water.
Yeah.
I actually know what blue Pikmin are now.
Yeah, that's Olimar's in-universe reason for, like, sending all of those Pikmin to drown. Well, I didn't know there was a Pikmin that could go in water. I thought it was a necessary sacrifice.
They find the blue onion and it's just like, oh, these are the ones that are supposed to go in the water. Oops.
That reminds me of one of the most pungent moments in Stephen King's The Green Mile, where Percy does not put the sponge on somebody before they get electrocuted.
Uh-oh.
Has anyone here seen that movie?
I have actually never been exposed to any Stephen King media.
Whoa.
Was the Green Mile the one where they were on the football team?
Oh wait, no, you know what? I think that movie was on TV one time when I was working out. Isn't that the one where they're like in a prison? And there's a guy who has like magical healing powers.
Yeah.
The movie I'm thinking of, they're in prison, but they're on like a football team. And it's like...
Isn't that The Longest Yard with like...
I think I'm thinking of The Longest Yard.
Oh yeah.
Adam Sandler... That was one of Adam Sandler's okay movies.
Was Adam Sandler in that movie?
Well, in the remake, because there is an old one with, I think, Burt Reynolds.
I remember at the end of the movie, the game was over, and then they had like guards with rifles around the perimeter in case any prisoners tried to escape. And there was like a suspenseful moment where it looked like someone was trying to escape, and they were like lining up the shot. Then it turned out he was just like returning the ball to the ref, and they were like, "Oh, okay."
The only thing I know about The Longest Yard is that apparently some of the editing in that movie inspired the split screen in Samurai Jack.
Oh.
Oddly.
Oh, yeah.
Gendy Tartakovsky is actually a giant Adam Sandler fan.
In that case, Gendy, you and I might need to have some words.
Wait, that makes sense because...
Hotel Transylvania, oh yeah.
Oh my god, everything's connected.
Apologies for ignoring the gameplay, but like, I feel like you're just kind of getting, like, grinding some pellets right now, aren't you?
I'm grinding pellets. I did get one part. I fought another Puffy Blowhog. I think he's the only Puffy Blowhog in the game to have a part inside of him.
Oh yeah, and you'd only know that by looking at the map, wouldn't you?
Yeah, because the part moves around.
Once again, that radar is
two Puffy
essential.
Yeah. That brings me to a point about this game. Like you said that the radar is essential. Part of me wishes there was a way to play this game without it. Like, I already know where all the parts are.
To like intuit that the enemy has a part rather than like...
Oh, I guess there's 3 Puffy Blowhogs.
Yeah, not like a harder mode, but just like a harder mode.
I mean, I guess you just figure it out by, killing all the big enemies.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, on the one hand, I kind of appreciate puzzles that incorporate map functions in games. Like, it's such a dumb thing, but one of the puzzles in Skyward Sword that stumped me was in the Earth Temple, where you have to blow up a wall, but the only way to know that that wall is bombable is by looking at your map and seeing that there's a passageway behind it. And, like,
Oh.
like, it frustrated me, but I also thought it was kind of clever and fun. Like, it's, I don't know, it's just neat that they use the map for that purpose. And similarly with this game, I imagine if you are playing it for the first time, like I was, and you see that part moving around on the map, like you're going towards that part and all of a sudden it's like halfway across the pond. It's like, what's going on? Oh, it's inside the enemy. You know, you have a fun little moment of realization there.
Yeah, which I suppose at this point in the game, there have been other parts in enemies, like with the bread bug.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that a giant, like, flying pig could hide one also.
Yeah.
Can you imagine imagine pigs flying? But, like, can you imagine encountering one of those in real life? Like, if you were his size, that would be kind of intimidating.
Okay, I was gonna say, because, like, all of these creatures are tiny.
Yeah. Well, he's like as big as your thumbnail, isn't he?
Yeah. Something like that.
Which I really appreciate that.
Yeah. I think Olimar's like half the size of a Duracell battery.
Yeah.
Aren't there, like, random bit of GameCube trivia that may or may not be false, but, weren't there, like, Pikmin cameos in, the Mario Golf game for GameCube? And they were, like, to scale?
Oh.
Like, when you like, knock the ball into a flower patch, like, sometimes Pikmin will come flying out.
That's kind of cool.
I've only heard of this. I've never seen it myself, and I haven't played the game, but...
So what's the plan here, Trey?
You'll see.
Oh.
Whoa!
Oh.
Yeah. So that skip works on both the Wii version and the GameCube version. No one knows why.
Huh.
It just does. Like, it's something to do with the clipping and the momentum of the...
Oh, this is gonna save you some time.
The bull bear. Oh, yeah. Yeah,
So now can you fall off the map?
I don't think so. I think there's an invisible wall.
Just gotta be real careful with those Pikmin.
Yeah. So yeah, we're skipping a puzzle that makes you have to turn yellows into blues and then back
It
again.
does save a lot of time.
Yeah. Like,
Oh my god,
I
that Pikmin just leapt up that
I
10-foot tall wall.
I fully endorse this skip, but that's another puzzle where I was like, oh wow, I didn't even know you could do that. That's cool. Just the fact that you can convert one color of Pikmin into another by throwing it into a flower.
Yeah, well, you're supposed to do that for another part in the Forest Naval.
Well, I kind of
use-
jumped between areas, so it's possible that I discovered
Ah.
some of this stuff in Distant Spring when it was like introduced in an earlier area. Because that's another thing about Pikmin. Trey is going about this pretty linearly, you know, just going like zone by zone and clearing out the game as he goes. But I kind of jumped back and forth between areas, and I think I actually finished the Forest Naval after Distant Spring just because of the order that I chose to do things in, and the order in which I learned like all the little tricks and nuances that you have to master to beat this game.
So, I'm failing to see that there is a guy stuck up on the cliff.
Oh no!
The beetle is stuck. And I'm like, why won't he turn around?
He's just fixated. He's like a
Also,
reverse bull. When he sees blue, he just gets enraged.
Yeah. So I normally fight this guy with reds because of all the flame geysers around.
We interrupt this boss fight to bring you an important broadcast.
This part.
Chronos reactor.
Yeah, man.
It's like a big rubber band. I feel like the explanation that it's like a big rubber band just creates more confusion.
Yeah. To me,
It's like, alright, I get it. It like converts time into energy or something. And it's like a rubber... You lost me at rubber
Let's
band.
just say Olimar has a magic rocket ship and call it a day, okay?
He really doesn't have any practical knowledge of how his ship works. Like, it's all fantasy. I think maybe that's another reason why he may have crashed. It's like, oh, what's this warning light? Oh,
It's like
there's a planet coming up.
It's like the Millennium Falcon. Something goes wrong and he just like punches the console and it activates.
Yeah.
It's still one of
Tell me the
my.
odds.
It's still one of my favorite gags in that movie. Like, it's such a small thing, but it's so funny.
It makes me wonder if that was improv.
Yeah, it could have been.
Wasn't a lot of the lines in the original Star Wars trilogy like that? Kind of like how when Han Solo jumps down into the pit to get turned into ice.
Oh yeah, yeah.
With stone.
I love
Him
you.
saying-
Yeah,
I
Harrison
know.
Ford didn't know that they would be cryogenically freezing him on set.
Yeah, when you see him like waking up in Return of the Jedi, that was actually like in real time.
Yeah, they actually just kept him frozen until the filming of the next movie.
Why am
That
I covered
reaction
in
you get from
slime?
him. That reaction you get when he wakes up from this with the sickness is a real reaction.
Well, it looks it always looked kind of like uncanny to me. Like, oh my god, is that acting?
George Lucas just walked up and sprayed stuff in his eyes.
Yeah, they sprayed him with pepper spray.
No,
or some shit.
no. That would imply that George Lucas had to get out of his director's chair. He probably had somebody else go and do it while he drank coffee and looked at a screen of the guy spraying him with slime. Original
Yeah,
joke: do not steal.
So I displayed something there. I don't know if I displayed it last time, but you can heal yourself at your ship.
Oh yeah.
And that Bulborb is still focused on that Pikmin.
Yeah, man. This
Now
skip
the question
flawless.
is that Pikmin gonna make it back to the ship by the end of the day?
I give you no guarantees.
Well,
I thought you turned over a new leaf, Trey.
And
you do this.
mostly.
I'm like Vegeta at the end of Dragon Ball Z, the original Dragon Ball Z. It's like, yeah, by the Cell saga he was good, but then by the Boo saga he's like, I want to fuck shit up again.
Ooh, hate to see that happen.
I know. This part's kind of silly to get to.
Oh, is
When
there a
they-
throwing arc too low to get him up on that wall?
Yeah, and like if you accidentally hit the C stick the wrong way,
Oh,
like all the ones you throw up there fall off, so you have to repeat the process.
yeah. Yeah, I guess I want one thing I kind of wish is that the Pikmin were a little smarter about coming down off of ledges. And I know that would probably be a hard thing to program to like react to the player's intentions in every situation. But
Yeah.
oh wow, is that the last one?
I
No.
think so.
Is it?
Oh no, there's two more here.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. I know how to
I think
read
that's what
maps. Anyway, what I
I
was
think
after you.
I was gonna say I think that's what we get in the next episode. Is the two that you have to use yellows like almost exclusively to get to.
Okay.
Yeah, including the one that I always struggled with as a kid.
Wait a minute, it just said he designed the bowsprit. So maybe Olimar has a little bit more knowledge of shipbuilding /
Maybe he did
whatever
the visual
than we
design
know.
for
Yeah.
it.
He designed it by looking off of
Like
Masuda's
he went to the mechanic and he brought his own like doodle. He's like, I want it to look like this.
Crappy little crayon drawing.
I don't know why I'm carrying all these pieces back. I have more than enough blues now.
Do you though?
You can never have enough. Well, there is a boss in the landing zone that you need exclusively blues to fight.
They have to like swim into the enemy and hit
Yeah.
the core.
Oh yeah, I suppose we'll be
It's the
going back there
Gulix.
soon, won't we?
I think that's the next episode. I think the next episode I clean up this area and then do that area.
Yeah,
So you get a little bit of both.
that makes sense.
Number 2 Ionian Jet. I like.
That's
I-
a bit
it adds a lot of
insulting, don't you think?
It adds a lot of character to Olimar. That a lot of his descriptions of the ship parts are like, yeah, the ship salesman told me this, or like the ad for this part had like this slogan.
hmm
He very much seems like just a. I mean, like you said, he just like drives the ship, but he doesn't really know anything about the ship
Yeah.
from like a mechanical standpoint.
Yeah.
So he's just like kind of uneducated and just going on off what like salesmen tell him and
Yeah,
stuff.
he's a
Like,
he's
I
a
just
schlub,
work here.
just like you and me.
He's like, what if Homer Simpson drove a spaceship?
Okay, he's not that bad. Although, Pikmin game starring Homer Simpson would probably be pretty cool. Just saying.
It'd be like,
Or who would the Pikmin
Call this episode Simpman.
Simpson?
Simpman. Oh crap! I'm going for it.
You
oh, God.
simpering little simian?
Oh, I think I know what I do here. I think I get it off the ledge, but I don't get it back. That way I have
Yeah.
less to do next time. I was thinking ahead.
So I actually, this is the part that I always struggled with as a kid, because when I was a kid, I didn't know you could just do that. So I always thought you had to, like, bring a bunch of yellows across the narrow path, and then throw them up there.
Oh, and then
they just carry the part off and I'll die in the water.
it's like there is a simpler solution.
I've played through the game like at least 5 times and did it that way every single time.
That's fantastic.
Thank you for saving you boys, Trey.
There are 5.
Most of you boys.
I think the 5 that are on the map. One is the one that is like making the bull bear distracted.
Bull bear
You
bait.
didn't save them.
Yeah, but the other 4 I think are planted in the ground because of the
Yeah.
bug. I think we saw that at the beginning of the. I almost called it the match. Olimar versus the world. Tonight.
I
on
mean,
HBO.
that's of all the titles you could come up with, that's not the least descriptive. Oh my god, it's horrible!
Yeah, man.
They're
Bug bait.
tearing them
I
apart.
can't handle this.
Yeah, well, we're getting a Homer Simpson in Pikmin. Let's also get Scott Pilgrim versus the World, but it's Olimar instead of it's a middle-aged spaceman
Yeah.
instead of a kid.
Was Pikmin hip enough to get a reference in that movie? / comic book?
All the video game references are just Pikmin references.
Actually,
Technically-
isn't there a Pikmin reference in Ready Player One? I know that's like a
don't
different
remember.
thing, but I feel like I heard somewhere that there was.
I mean,
I've seen the movie and I don't remember if there was a Pikmin
It's like really
reference.
obscure, but I think it's in there.
Oh.
Huh.
I'd have to watch it again. I watched it while there was someone. There was company over, so I did not do much watching of the movie.
Mm. Well, maybe next time we'll have the answer for you guys.
Yeah.
Or not.
Probably not.
Bye.
Good night.
But join us anyway.